Happy frickin' frackin' New Year. Grossi Posse Packer Nation. Welcome to an episode of Podcast, the podcast where you don't have to be Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom. Goodbye, purple incarnation of Satan. You will not be missed. Grossi, and today we are going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers' big win over the Minnesota Vikings, 33-10. And what a freaking game it was. Heading into this week, there was a lot of concern, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because one, Joe Barry exists, but two, Jair Alexander out, Eric Stokes out, Devondre Campbell was out. But it did not matter because the only touchdown that the Packers gave up was off of a special teams blunder in which Samori Toure unfortunately muffed a punt. But overall, a fantastic game. And with the Seahawks losing this week against the Steelers, that means that if the Green Bay Packers defeat the Chicago Bears at home next week, they are in the playoffs. And there is a ton to be excited about. And there were records that were broken, and there's a lot of stats to kind of point out. First of all, the Green Bay Packers had their first 100-yard receiver of the season, and it was Bo Melton, which, of course, everybody anticipated, but Bo Melton has been playing pretty darn well over these past couple of weeks, so a big shout out to him. Jaden Reed, who did leave the game early with an injury, also had a big game, went 6 for 89 for 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 20 for 120 yards. A.J. Dillon got a little bit banged up as well, but of course, the star of the show is Jordan Love, who has just been on a tear. He was top 5 in passing touchdowns heading into this week, and now, oh boy, he's making some history. Because not only is Jordan Love setting records, but so is Jaden Reed, who has the most receptions in Packers history as a rookie, passing Sterling Sharp, so a big shout out to Jaden Reed. But Jordan Love, 24 for 33, 256 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 0 sacks. And with those yards and with those touchdowns, he surpasses every single Bears QB in a season for yards and for touchdowns. So just a little stat for the Chicago Bears fans out there. But legitimately, Jordan Love played a near flawless game. Missed a couple of throws, but the poise in the pocket. And I think that the biggest difference between 2022 and 2023, when the Packers get backed up because of penalties or what have you, there was always that dread last year of like, oh man, it's 3rd and 16. I don't know if they're going to convert, or it's 2nd and long. But Jordan Love is giving the team the opportunity to convert. And the way that he has been playing, and I said this last week against the Panthers, it is phenomenal that he's able to do this. Tonight he did it without Watson, Wicks, and eventually Jaden Reed. He's able to do it with young receivers, most of which have not been available for the majority of games, and he is still tearing it up. Yes, he had his bumps and bruises and lows earlier in the season, but this past month and a half, he has been on fire, and it is so exciting to see. And for Packers fans, regardless if the Packers make the playoffs or not, this season has been a success because, like I said after the Panthers game, the Packers have their guy at QB. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, Nick Mullins, 13 for 22, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaron Hall was benched at halftime after going 5 for 10, 67 yards, and 1 interception. And the Packers defense, shout out to Joe Barry, did an excellent job. Their leading receiver, of course, was Justin Jefferson, 5 for 59 yards. That's it, and only allowing a single touchdown, and that was because you were backed up on 1st and goal after a special teams blunder. Joe Barry played pretty freaking fracking well. And now, heading into this new year, the Packers have it all in front of them. Like I said, they got to beat Chicago, and they're in. And from where I'm sitting, dude, I don't care what happens in the postseason. If the Packers make it to the playoffs, that will be an amazing experience for an inexperienced and young football team. And I don't care if they get blown out 55-0. I, of course, will be a little bit upset, but it is going to be a win regardless. The Packers right now are playing with house money. Heading into the season, I said, yeah, they could potentially win 9 or 10 games. And right now, they're sitting at 8-8. And there were plenty times this season that everyone, including myself, thought it was all done. We were screwed. But now the Packers could actually make the postseason, and they could play against the Cowboys, they could play against the Lions, but either way, the Packers have shown some tenacity this season, and Jordan Love has proven that he can be the franchise quarterback for this organization, and I am so freaking fracking happy. And for 2023 to end the same way it started, because January 1st, 2023, the Packers' first game of the year, they defeated the Minnesota Vikings, and now the last game of 2023, the Packers did the same, and they got it all in front of them. And so, yeah, it's been a freaking great year to welcome 2024. So we'll see if the Packers are able to get it done against the Bears next week. It's all in front of them. They just got to seize it. And I know I'm freaking fracking excited to see how this season's going to end. But of course, let me know what you think down in the comments below. You guys saw me at Tom Grossi Comedy. All social media is see down below. A big shout out and thank you to all the Patreon and YouTube members for supporting this channel. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support in 2023. It is the best year the channel has ever had. Personally, it's been the best year of my life, whether it was 30 and 30, all the charitable endeavors we did. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and supporting this crazy, crazy dream that I started all the way back in 2015. So thank you so much. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go.